My name is Bill Stafford. My Maori name is Tapata, Wiremu Tapata. I was born down here in Blenheim, and the Homedale was a maternity home in those days. And my mother and her husband, my father, they lived across the river, a place called the Maori Island. That's right next door to the cemetery. She had a cow barrel milking 4 cows, and the paddocks were all full of water, just like a real bog. So the cows lived on the road. Just at night, they used to crap everywhere, and in the winter, a lot of the children used to, because it was frosty, they used to go and stand in the cow crap just to warm their feet. My grandfather, he lived down the Warrior Path there, like when they were milking cows with his wife, my grandmother. Yeah. Nicky, what I can remember of him is he died when he was 17 years old, and I might have been about 24. I must have been about 4 or 5 years old. He joined the territorials of Spring Creek. It was sort of Spring Creek in those days was if you joined something, you were somebody. So that's what he did. Join the territorials. The place where everybody went to down the path was the church. That everybody could get dressed up and go to church. And every Sunday, if the children misbehaved, they were given a bald haircut. And back in those days, a haircut like that didn't sort of go too well with the young children. They used to go and jump and hide away under the beds and all that sort of thing. But the church, at night, they used to have concerts, and there was no, whenever there was a death, there was no deaths carried out in the church. All I can remember is my mother saying that the only function they had there was a marriage between my grandfather and his wife. And that was it. Nicky was amongst about 24, 25 young people that died by the age of 24 through typhoid fever and TB, tuberculosis. Typhoid fever, the water was just probably a swamp there every day, in the place down the path there. So it's hard to sort of pinpoint which was the worst of the two, because TB amongst Maori in those days was pretty bad. Yeah. Well, when I went to Te Aire College, I was forced to go up there because I became a sort of a rebel down home here. And my sister and my brother-in-law took me up to Te Aire College and enrolled me up there. And then they just left me and waved goodbye to me. And I got interest in rugby up there. They played good rugby, Te Aire College. And every Sunday they used to go with Sunday walks up towards Te Hauke, that's heading towards Napier Way, Hastings Way rather. Or every other Sunday they'd rotate. You go back up to the to Te Hauke Way or back down to Otani. I was quite shy up in Te Aire College because all the Maoris up there were able to speak Maori and I couldn't speak it at all. But it didn't bother me much. I wanted to be a Navy pilot on aircraft carriers, but because I didn't have facilities here for that. They put me into the Air Force to train, and if I was able to pass certain exams, they were going to send me to America, to Pensacola. That's where the training camp was in America for pilot training. But I never got that far. I got hurt playing rugby, and it squashed all my flying. I couldn't, not even as an air gunner or whatever, navigator, you couldn't fly because you had hernia. So that's why I joined the army. Trained at Trentham military camp, and we were only there about a month, I think. Then we were on final leave. Egypt first. Went ashore and went from Tufik, that's down the Red Sea, up to Cairo. And we spent a few weeks there, or quite a few weeks, training in the desert. And then we went over to, actually the war was just about finished, and we went across to Italy. Actually, I told my mother a lie that, see, I was just 18, I think, and I just said to her, I said, sign this bit of paper. That was to give me permission to go away, and she didn't know what it was until I came home. They based us in the military, Italian military school, which was a big, huge dormitory. And they had about 10, 11, 12 dormitories in there, and that's where we were stationed in there. And each platoon cooked their own meals, you know. That was quite good. Then we could go into Florence on leave from there, free. The trains were free. We could see all the damage what happened to when the Germans left Florence. They destroyed just about most of the bridges. But the Ponte Vecchio is still there. That's the one with the shops inside. In Trieste, the Yugoslav army was going to take over the place, and it was quite tense up there. And Freiburg, he went up there and gave him so many hours to get out of the city. Otherwise, they'd blow him up. And the girls, they were wandering around with army uniforms and guns over their shoulders, out in the parks, out in the ground. We used to dance with them. You know, just at the drop of a hat, I think things would happen. We went from Florence down to, not Taranto, it didn't matter anyway, to the ferry. I can't think of the name of the place now. We went aboard the boat and went down through the Suez Canal out to the Red Sea, and then down to Singapore. We arrived at Singapore, and most of the recruits on board had measles, and they put us on. They wouldn't give us leave, so we had to stay aboard the boat till when they took off to Japan. We were one of the first to arrive in Japan. The aircraft carrier arrived with recruits from New Zealand, and we went into this harbour called Kure, Itajima actually, and that's where the bomb went off. We weren't even aware of that. And about the second day we were there, we were given leave to go ashore and have a look around. And unknown to us, I think some of the guys, contacted, some complaints because of the fallout. And I don't put my bag down to that, but that could have been the cause of it originally. When we arrived there, the Japanese were shunting the Koreans back across to Korea on the trains, and our job was to go aboard at each area and make sure that they don't jump off the train. And that was our sole purpose there. We'd go down to a place called Shimonoseki, and then someone else would take over. Then we'd go back up to Mitsuba again. Yeah. Oh, I never got any medals. I never even given it a thought until I got home. The place in Christchurch, chap wrote to me and said, I'm entitled to certain medals, and I said, okay, send them up. And they're still lying around somewhere. They're not even mounted. They're here somewhere. See, waiting to go into the Air Force, we were in the Home Guard in Blenheim here for a while, for 1 year. And we thought that was great. They had the ferry from Picton, the ferry train, going down into Blenheim. And this particular night they had a night where we were supposed to go across the bridge, Old Harbour Bridge, and take the camping ground that was there, the place. And we jumped on board the train, and we thought that was great. And we jumped off and we said, gotcha. Yeah? And they didn't like that very much. And I said to them, well, we had to use our initiative, so this is what we did. When I came back, they asked me to give a speech down the Warrior Power, and I gave a speech, but it just seemed like you're bragging and all that sort of thing. So I didn't like it very much. I had to leave actually for about 12 months, free leave, through the services. You can go anywhere you want to do on a train for nothing. Yeah, and I did that. When I joined the Air Force, we were based in Ashburton, a coal place, and we did our bullring stuff, training down there, like army proper training around on the tarmacs and whatever. And then from there I went to Harewood and trained on those tiger moths. The first thing you learn when you go up is how to recover from a spin. That was the first thing they taught you. The tiger moth was a good plane. Once you can put it into a spin. Like what you do, you stall it, and it'll go into a spin. But when you apply the hard right rudder and centralise the stick, it only did about a couple of turns and it came out. But a lot of planes wouldn't do that. I'm just happy that my health is still pretty good, and I don't feel anything that would affect me at this stage. And I'm just taking it one day at a time. Well, I have to.